what do we mean by abstraction layers? Like with regards to tool integration and modularity, what do we mean by abstraction layers? The definition of abstraction layers. So abstraction layer is basically a layer that hides tool complexity from the agent. So abstraction layer is a layer that hides the tool complexity from the agent. So abstraction layer, it ensures the agent interacts with a stable, high level interface rather than wrestling with the specific, often messy implementation details of underlying code or APIs. So the meaning of abstraction layer is that it is a layer that hides the tool complexity from the agent, wherein because of the abstraction layer, now the AI agent has nothing to do with the internal details of the tool, like how the tool will work, what API it will call. It has nothing to do with that. AI agent just need to know some self-descriptive metadata about the tool, like what is the name of the tool, a description like what that tool can do, the input and the output, like what input parameters it can take and what output parameters it will generate in response. That's it. And AI agent, it has nothing to do with the internal working of the tools, like what APIs it will be calling, how it is working, what is the implementation detail. So we are able to hide it because of the abstraction layer. So if you consider a scenario, just imagine if there would be no abstraction layer. So without abstraction layer, agent, the AI agent had to wrestle with the actual API implementation details, actual implementation details of the tools. Without abstraction, AI agent had to wrestle with the specific, often messy implementation details of the tools, wherein it had to understand the API endpoints of a tool, the parameters, the formats, the schema, the JSON outputs, whether the API will take a GET request or a POST request, authentication tokens, all that stuff. So without abstraction, agent must know all the information about the tools, like the implementation details as well. And definitely it can be very messy. It can be very messy. But with abstraction layers, with abstraction layer, agent just need to know the some self-descriptive metadata about the tool, like the name of the tool, what input parameters it can take, what output response it will generate, and a natural language description telling about the capability of the tool. That's it. With abstraction layer, agent need not to be worried about the implementation of the tool. So how things work is, we have an agent knows the name of the tool and the input parameter. So agent will directly just call that tool. It will call the tool and pass the city. That's it. And here abstraction layer is in action. Because of this abstraction layer, now the agent is totally unaware about the implementation detail. So implementation detail is hidden from the agent. Agent just know that, okay, this is the name of the tool and I have to pass the city. So it will just pass the city. That's it. And underneath, actual API implementation calls will be done by the tool itself. The tool will call the weather API, and now authentication tokens, get request, post request, that all will be taken care by the tool. Agent need not to worry about that. So tool will call the API, generate and response, and the tool will just give the response back to the agent. So this is what abstraction layer is about. So with abstraction layer, the agent only deals with the simple request and the abstraction layer handles the mess. So this is what is abstraction layer is. And now it's very clear that when we talk about tool integration and modularity, abstraction layer plays a very, very important role.